place for the check, or a mama to console and pay his respects. Luke fought brave and true, but no one would know. Just a box for a hole. These hills reap what they sow. These hills reap what they sow. These hills reap what they sow.
Hello.
Hi, we're live.
Howdy.
Howdy. Meowdy. How's it going? We're back and we're live. We're actually live with episode 4. We are down a player today. Marlo had some stuff to do and she just couldn't make it. That's okay. The rest of us are here and we're ready to play some old Gods of Appalachia. So let's just get started with that. So Jim Jams, if you wanna
Or
yeah.
I actually have a question prepared this week instead of just coming up with it 5 seconds beforehand. No, I'm just kidding. I just came up with it. But
I believed you for 5 seconds.
I know.
acting, improv. That's what you'll get here on the stream. God. So I'm Jeremy. I'm the storyteller, and I would like to ask my players or your character, whichever one you think has a more interesting answer, or whichever answer you want to share with us, or both. Where is the oldest place that you've ever been? Like the oldest site, like historical site or archaeological dig or something, things like that. Or it could be, maybe it's not a place, but a thing. Like if you've seen something in a museum that was, very fascinatingly ancient.
Really, you're up first.
Okay.
That is actually a very interesting question. And I wish I had my keys next to me because I have a keychain on there that has the actual date of a place that I visited in Iceland, which possibly might be the oldest historical place that I have seen, but also my family's reservation in Connecticut is since 1693, continuously on the same land. So that's also pretty old for me. But let me get back to actually introducing myself. Hi, I'm Lily. I'm Elise on Life some places, I'm Lescribe other places, and I'm Lily PHL on Instagram. I am playing Maris, Maris Sebastian, who is a healer who serves the green in this game and uses she, her pronouns. My pronouns are she, they.
Yes, you.
All right, cool. I won't remember this. I keep lying about it. Anyways, hi, my name is John. You can find me on those places that it's just John. I may be returning to streaming sometime very soon. But today I will be playing Wyatt McAllister. We both use he, him pronouns. Wyatt is an offish explorer who calls home the hounds. And Wyatt's been all over the Appalachian Mountains, so like that's kind of the oldest place that he's been. But me personally, and probably why it's made this trip too. I've been in the Mammoth Caves that are fucking huge and incredibly old. If you haven't gone to the Mammoth Caves and you're like on a cross country road trip, I can highly suggest that. It's so cool. So that's all I got.
Hi, I'm Rundis Party Wipe Games. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Party Wipe Games. I'll be playing Jolene Higgins, and oh man, that was a really good question because I can't think of what's the oldest thing I've seen. I would have needed more time to prepare for that one. Um, you know, um, I think probably the oldest thing I would have seen, at least that comes to memory because I'm old, um, we had gone to Sedona in Arizona, and we had seen some of the native cliff homes
Mm-hmm.
that were up in those mountains, and that was cool because like just seeing whole communities carved into the side of a mountain is incredible, and the amount of infrastructure and stuff that was built into it, and yeah, it's neat. I liked it. Yeah, that's what came to mind first. So
Oh man, it's me. Hey everyone, my name is Val. I use any and all pronouns, though. Like, I'm not feeling just pronouns in general right now, so just call me by my name. But I'm playing Colette, who uses she/her pronouns. She is a nun. As far as like historical sites, like kind of in the same as Lily. I didn't grow up on a res, but I grew up next to a historical site and a reservation in my hometown. Where there are burial mounds of the original Avoyal people of Louisiana, which is super cool. But I honestly think the coolest thing that I've ever physically like been in the vicinity of that's incredibly old, when I was in Mexico City. I don't know if y'all know, but Mexico City has one of the most amazing anthropology museums in existence. It's phenomenal. And I got to see what everyone calls the Mayan calendar. It's not a calendar, and it's not Mayan. Like, it's actually, it's a sunstone, and it's used in, it's Aztec. Like, it's not Mayan, like, whatsoever. It is also huge. Like, I have pictures of it from when we went, but it is huge. And Mexico, we went to Mexico City, and we went to Oaxaca as well, and we got to see some historical sites at Oaxaca. Mesoamerica is fascinating. I can't believe that the conquistadors landed, got on the plateau of Mexico City, saw an entire city, the Aztecian city, built on top of the lake. Like, they built on top of the water, and the conquistadors are like, these are inferior to us. Like, fuck those guys. Like, sorry. I love Mexico. But
Fucking
yeah.
white guys.
Yeah. Fucking white guys. Sorry, white dudes.
No, we deserve it. It's okay.
Kind of thing. But yeah, that is probably the coolest historical site that I've been to. I've been to a couple other in North America as well, but yeah, that's about it. That being said, we're a live show this time. If y'all were here earlier, the show was not live. It was pre-recorded from last week, where we stood in solidarity, and we still stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine. As they're going through and surviving this fucking genocide. That being said, today we're live, and today we are a viewer-affected game. And you, because I gotta move, probably next month, so, and I need a desk, so you can vet the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies here, it gives us rerolls when we can, if we just don't like what we rolled, we can just reroll. If you subscribe to the channel, you can give us player intrusions, which are very powerful. That can just change the course of the episode. And if you just give us money, you can make shit happen. If you want some really disgusting shit to happen, for $100, John will go all the way up to the camera and put eye drops in his eyes for y'all. But $100. For $10,000, I'll stop streaming. We'll leave. We won't be here.
shut it down right now.
Shut it
You
down.
can make us stop.
You can make it stop.
Only you can
Have
make
the
us
power
stop.
to stop this.
Only, we'll still play, and record and upload it, but we just won't do it live. You
No,
don't
no,
have
no,
to
don't tell
watch
them
us.
that. Don't tell them that, then they won't give the money.
For $25,000, we'll completely stop. Like,
We'll retire.
ever. Like, because I don't know about my friends here, but I could use a couple $1,000s in my life right now. So, yeah, donations is a sliding scale donation. Give us an idea. Everything is within our boundaries, which, as a reminder, this is a horror game. We're taking care of ourselves with our safety tools because squeaky, creepy, nasty things happens. It's also the 1930s in Tennessee and the social commentary that comes with that. Again, we're taking care of ourselves. Please take care of yourselves. It is too much for you. Step away because we're all in this for good time and catharsis and fuck the cops. So let's. I'm done talking. I'm gonna finish my dinner, which is yogurt. But the rest of you, y'all can start. Go ahead, Jam. It's your turn. I'm stopping.
Okay, well, let's see where we left off. Everybody was in Colette's car,
Mm-hmm.
riding back to the Walker house on the edge of the gap. And it started raining pretty hard, as a matter of fact. And storm has been brewing over the mountains, and it's blown over into Baker's Gap, Tennessee. This little valley town is now being assaulted by this heavy rain. And Wyatt's got his arm sticking out the window with a mason jar, trying to catch a sample for his very scientific purposes, I'm sure. So
I'm gonna poke it with a stick.
if we drink it and I don't get sick, we'll know it's safe.
Exactly.
I'm assuming it's not cold enough to freeze the rain.
No, it's not. It is very cold, but it is not freezing rain yet or anything like that. And it hasn't even snowed here yet. So
Is this like as we're driving, like how full is the mason jar right now?
I mean, I guess if you know,
If I hold it out the
if
whole
you hold
way,
it out there long enough, you can fill
Yeah.
it all the way up. Is my answer for that?
Right. So right when it gets about like halfway full, I'm gonna bring it back into the vehicle. Is there? And I'm gonna have the lid in my left hand, and I'm just
Okay.
gonna wait.
Give me Jurassic Park vibes.
Yep. I'm just gonna wait and see if anything happens.
Nothing happens particularly. You do have a lovely copy of Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park and Lost World.
Oh fuck! I time traveled.
So you just have a jar of water.
Does it look like just regular ass water? Like, is there anything like murky or?
It does look like regular ass water.
Okay. Thank you for using that scientific terminology.
We're very scientific.
We are.
Not only will
Love
you get
science.
excellent acting, but
Science.
Science in its truest form.
Damn it. Why am I like this? I'm gonna sniff the water.
Okay. It has that there's a word for it, but I don't know it because I'm not smart. I'm not that smart.
It smells like
You're
ozone.
smart, buddy.
Yeah, it's that ozone smell. Yeah. Yeah, there's a specific word for that like smell, but I can't remember what it's called.
That kind of
Petrichor?
Yes. That's the one.
See, we work it all out together.
Yep.
Team building exercise.
That one brain cell kicked in.
We have to share it.
My turn with the brain cell. I'm gonna. I'm gonna drink like a sip.
Whoa.
What are you
Are-
doing?
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm very sure.
Okay.
It tastes like all the other times you drank rainwater on the Appalachian Mountains. I'm sure this is not your first time. It tastes normal. It has no fishy twang or anything to it. Um, and you don't see, you don't feel like you don't feel sick or anything immediately. You're just like, that's water.
Well, I guess this is safe.
Very
Y'all want to try a
refreshing.
snort?
Not
No,
particularly.
It's fresh rainwater. It's good.
Pass.
What about you, Jolene?
No, that's
I'm
a hard
driving.
pass.
I'm not supposed to drink and drive.
That's only if you're drinking liquor.
Oh.
and that's a sometimes rule. All right,
Yeah,
I'm just.
I don't know about this water. There's been a lot of problems. going
Well, this
around
is
and stuff.
well, this is just regular rainwater. I mean, I shake it up
Allegedly.
again.
Wait.
Does anything look like it's moving through the water when I shake it?
No, this is some high quality H2O.
Feel like that Bobby
So-
Boucher water.
So it's not natural water then that's causing this problem. This is
Or-
something somebody has done.
Or at the very least, it's not the rainwater. We're not taking into consideration the groundwater.
True.
Because where I'm from, the majority of our reservoir is groundwater. I don't know if it's. I hear that up there in the Rocky Mountains, it's glacier runoff. So it's like you gotta have enough snow for your reservoirs, but I don't know. I don't think y'all as big as the mountains. Y'all got glaciers here in Tennessee, so.
Well, we mostly just have rain barrels and collect it. That's what most people do around here. So yeah, Wyatt's just gonna put the cap back on it, and he's just gonna kind of look at it to keep an eye on it to see if anything changes with it. He does not trust the water.
You should
Look
spit
at me,
in
a
it
t-shirt.
or put some blood in it.
Jolene, you want to spit in it?
Ain't the first time man's asked me to spit in it for him. And
I shake it.
she's scrappy enough that she has a really long pullback, and it's a thick glob for it.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Does she
Yes.
it goes all up into your sinuses and you swish it in there and it comes out kind of loogie? Yeah.
It's a deep rumble and it's a heavy loogie right in there. So
There's two kinds of people in this world: people that enjoy describing loogies and people that don't.
Find out which one you are. It's Day on this stream.
And I was
I'm
trying
like-
to be modest too because I could have gone full detail. And I was just like,
We
I was-
appreciate it.
I was waiting for the X's to start showing.
So,
Does it look like
you got a floater in the sky.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looked like a lava lamp that's forming.
As you guys pull up to the Walker house, and the rain's coming down pretty hard, and you see Melvin's parked his truck at the bottom of the hill that leads this slight incline that leads up to the front door because the driveway the mud could freeze up and slide around, hit a tree. So probably park your car there and have to walk a little bit through the rain to trudge up to the front door. But as soon as you get close, you can smell cooking on the other side of the door, and you can feel heat coming, a burst of heat coming through the door as soon as you open and step into the entranceway.
What kind of food does it smell like? DM or storyteller, excuse me.
Let's see. I can't remember what we ate last time, so I don't want to repeat myself. But
Is it beef and barley?
It's definitely not beef and barley.
Son of
No.
a bitch.
Is that what I mean? I feel like if we give you the beef and barley, then
We keep missing out on the
what
beef
is there
and
to
barley.
come back for in the next
Yeah,
episode?
that's
The beef and
that
barley
season finale is like we're sitting around or who someone's sitting around or eating beef and barley. Like,
Well, it's
now. And
probably
it's not, and
goat.
everybody's super underwhelmed because it's not great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably, it's probably goat. Like, did somebody go and get a goat to see it?
that'd make it better.
So what we're having tonight is some squirrel dumplings and rice, because that's what I ate out in the country one time as a kid, and
Squirrel was good.
it was strange, but I couldn't tell it was squirrel until they told me.
It's very gamey.
Squirrel makes it. Yeah, squirrel makes a hell of a gravy. Let me tell you.
So, guys,
Get
we're welcomed
mad cow
by
disease if you eat the brains, though. Sorry.
Melvin and Marcy are there, and they welcome you guys. They've already, they didn't know when you guys were going to be showing up, so they kind of already set the table and everything. And they kind of tell you guys to wash up. Marcy tells you to wash up and get ready to eat, so that you guys can tell her what's going on. You guys notice that the house, despite the rain outside, the house has just kind of got this welcoming feeling. It feels good to be here after a long day of poking around this town where things just don't sit right.
Do they just like have a wash tub? Oh God.
They probably have well water, because so you probably have to like go out and maybe pump it, or that's maybe they have it ready. I don't know, but they're not in the town proper, so they probably don't have plumbing.
Okay, right. Hey, have y'all had any visitors lately? That ain't us.
Marcy says, "Well, of course, we have lots of girls coming through here and looking for help. I'm not really sure when the last one showed up, but it was probably what Melvin says 3 weeks ago, I think. But she's been on her way long before y'all came."
Okay, wait, time out. I'm so sorry. What? I know you're trying to figure out like a mystery and stuff, but I have a key component here that I would like to talk to Marcy about. And I pull out my sketchbook, and this was in the sheriff's cellar, where, and I point upstairs, vomited. And it took a chunk out of me and Miss Ma'am over there, Miss Wheelie, Miss Wheelie. I think it's a pretty good rendition. I think it's like a water horse or something, but it's like an eel. I don't know. Now you
has
can
a visible
with your
frown
story.
on her face. And she's like, did you kill it?
There were like more than one. There was at least 3. I don't know if any of them died, but I'm 2 bullets short.
Wait. Why? It just kind of like looks over 2 bullets.
Yeah, from my guns that I shot at the water horse eel thing.
Since when did nuns have guns?
Well, just because you don't. Why do you think we have such big habits?
I don't know. I assume to hide all the sins of the world. I don't know. Maybe
I'm not
you
a
have big.
priest. I don't take confession.
Wait, confession.
Oh, that's right. You Protestants have this whole thing where
Protestant.
Wait, anyway, we're getting off track here. Yes, I have guns, and they're hidden underneath my skirt. Okay, Wyatt? No, you can't look.
I wasn't asking.
Anyway,
She
I
hands you the
shot
picture
it
back.
twice.
Hands you the picture back and says, "Well, you might have to shoot it again because these things they'll eat a whole herd of cattle in a week, easy. One of them alone, let alone two of them. We gotta find them. I
Okay.
think we should.
But, okay, I understand that. But has she, and I pointed upstairs, thrown up in this house because they came out her?
No, she's. I've been treating her since she came here, so we've handled that. But we've got more women getting sick.
Are they spreading?
Melvin said he saw a bunch of ladies gathering up towards the sheriff's office when the sheriff came riding back into town with the doctor. Melvin says, "Yeah, I was down the road getting some stuff from the hardware store. When I drove past, the doctor was getting back in the sheriff's car."
Like, coming from his house? Or, like, from the sheriff's office?
Maybe I guess the timing on that would be wrong. So he would have seen him getting there, not leaving. Apologize.
Well, which is it, Melvin?
Sorry,
I mean, damn, we're trying to set up a itinerary here. I'm, pulling some red strings. We need to figure out what the heck this is. We need to figure out if we're in danger or if Leia's in danger. Also, whether or not the whole town's in danger. Feels like there's a lot of stuff going on and we don't have nearly enough information. Someone's involved in this.
Wire and some boards. I don't know what you want from me.
We should burn down
Can
the
you-
entire house.
Can you count for your actions earlier today? Well, me and Maris, we went up to the reservoir, and
Yeah, and like speaking on that, when I looked into the water and I saw my reflection, it was wrong. And now I'm thinking maybe there's a water horse there too.
Right, we should throw some sticks of dynamite into the lake.
it's a good time to go fishing.
That might attract a lot of attention.
Yeah, I mean,
But
also
I
this is
suppose it is important.
a water source for these people. I
Well-
mean, we want to get rid of the water horses, but we also, I'm not sure dynamite is the way to go.
But we should still burn down the sheriff's house, right? I think that's like the quickest, safest
What
manner.
kind of?
Where are you getting this from?
Wow, you're just jumping like to like the last resort to the last resort, sort of.
Well, I've already
choice.
done the first resort, which was go in there,
You
investigate.
mean the deputy's house,
I just
right?
think-
Not
Yeah, sorry, the
sheriff.
deputy's
Okay.
house. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I still think
No, we
Yeah.
gotta be sure.
burning down a lawman's house is not going to go good for all of us. And I just think that
Wyatt
maybe
might
we can
get
put
out
that
of
on
it.
the back burner.
Well, I
Wyatt
mean,
might be okay.
I mean, I can hide up in these mountains. They can't find me. But
Yeah, that's
don't-
definitely what I was referring to.
Was it?
what? Oh, you mean? Oh,
You know,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. No, it's just.
Speaking
got three
of.
strangers roll into town, they ain't paying attention to the other two.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyways,
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be happy to blame the nun.
that's
You're right.
What-
Okay.
what if we serve up Colette?
I mean, that's
You'll
perfectly
be okay.
fine with me. Like, that's like the thing is, I got Vatican money to bail me out, so.
Oh, you might be waiting a while
Right.
for that Western Union to come here. I'll tell you that much.
Oh no, I have the checkbook with me.
Oh, so you have a piece of paper that says it has value on it that we all agree on? Is that
That's
That's
how
how-
money works.
That's how checks work.
checks don't usually cash everywhere?
Oh,
What?
are you saying that the Vatican doesn't have wealth?
Good
It's
God.
my check's not gonna bounce. Do you know how many people we have colonized and ruined to have this amount of financial stability for us to be able to pull this kind of bullshit around the world?
Marcy.
That's
go
like
into the
a
kitchen.
lot. A lot there to unpack, Colette. And
Miss
I
Miss
think
Walker,
we've
do you
gotten
need
way
help?
off track right now
Right, yeah.
from our
Listen,
original.
What I was saying was, I did the reason I'm suggesting such a drastic thing, and here's the thing, we're all assuming that we would
But I
get
think-
caught.
I mean, I think the strangers that just came to town and then started wreaking havoc are gonna be the ones that get blamed.
Wait, who were you
Maybe we just say the dynamite is a plan B.
I know, I
I
am
think-
on plan B.
I think the dynamite should be Plan Z.
Okay. Well, when y'all ready to get to plan Z, come find me.
You'll be the first one we call.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
Speaking of, after we're done with dinner, I'm gonna. When you say that you've protected your land, or there's protection on your land, is that just magical? Miss Walker, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. That's perfectly fine.
I think you're muted, Jamie.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, now we hear you.
gonna move my mic, I think. There are wards set up for things like that, magical threats. But if we have somebody coming up here trying to stick their nose in business where it don't belong, I have things for that as well.
Well, I might do a perimeter check if you're fine with it, Miss Walker, and see if there are any of them traps or anything like that's been either triggered or needs to be tended to. If that's fine with you.
That's fine with me. Just be careful. Maybe, take somebody with you. Don't go alone.
You know, I mean, who would be willing to go with me? I ain't gonna force anybody to do it, obviously. But
I'll go.
you have experience laying traps, or
I used to catch bullfrogs
oh,
and
I'll take what.
rabbits and squirrels and doves and gators. And
Lead with those first, not frogs.
I mean, have you ever tried to catch a frog? They're slippery.
Looks around at the Appalachian Mountains that we are currently on.
There's bullfrogs up here, isn't there?
Not as many as you'd think. But
Mm.
that's neither here nor there. Where's Willie?
She probably is talking with Marcy after dinner.
Okay. Well then, if it's after dinner, I'm gonna get started on the traps thing.
You guys head out. Is there anything? Well, let's go ahead and do that. I guess we'll address that and we'll come back and see what people are doing.
Okay.
Um,
I grabbed some used mason jars and some screws and nails, and I'm not going to continue describing this as it's an improvised explosive device.
Sure,
So yeah, so I gathered those materials and put them in like a
Stay tuned
knapsack
for
or
more.
something. Yeah, so educational today. Uh, I want to keep that in a knapsack over my shoulder and start to walk the perimeter of the property with
Uh,
Colette in
Oh,
tow,
yeah.
I guess.
it is raining very hard, as so you guys have to probably bring some lanterns or some flashlights or something.
Oh, that's okay. Like in the back of my car, pulls out a giant umbrella and a flashlight. Like-
I have a hooded lantern and I have camping supplies that I'm gonna keep with me just in case things go awry.
She packed.
So this y'all kind of head out the front door towards the edge of the property and begin to kind of make your way around. Um, roll some.
Yeah.
I have foraging, geography, navigation, or hunting. I have all those trained. With any of those,
Roll hunting would make it easier, I think,
okay.
since you're looking for traps and or things that are similar to traps.
And this is intellect or
Um, it could be intellect, yeah, probably.
okay.
It only matters if you're spending points from it.
Right.
I have an inability in tasks that involve patience, willpower, and discipline. So,
What?
Oh!
I'm
All right.
confused on why you volunteered for this job.
well, just in case something jumped him, I could just shoot it. That's why. I'm not going to set out the traps. I'm there to give him cover fire.
All right. Let's go.
Okay, what are we rolling for?
I'm rolling hunting.
Okay. I don't have anything specific. I'm assuming it's going to be super harder for me, right?
It's just a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
What did you roll, Wyatt? We'll say so blue will count as an asset for this. We'll say he's
Okay.
helping you.
Okay. How much does that help?
So if it starts at a 12 and then it's one easier, if it goes down to 9 and then it goes down to 6, so you still didn't do it because you need a 6.
That's fine.
Do you want to take a GM intrusion for
Hell yeah, I will do a
an
GM
experience
intrusion.
bonus? Okay, well first before we do that, Colette, what did you get?
A 17.
A 17.
Oh
With
my God.
Okay, well so you needed a 15.
Yeah.
And
I got a
You
little
notice-
headlamp, little head flashlight. Yeah. Oh,
you notice that in certain areas of the perimeter of this, there are these little wards that are made out of little mason jars, and they have different like spell components in them. Like some of them have like a stick of cinnamon, a leaf of like sage or something, and other ones might have like a patch of fur from an animal. They're all different little spells that are kind of lining the property, and you walk past them. You walk right past them. You're looking for something different, I suppose. And Colette,
Wyatt doesn't even think about magic, so
it sticks out to you, Colette, because this is different from the kind of stuff that you've seen back home. The way that the magic is crafted is slightly different to the local area. The components and the spell are going to be the local plants here and stuff instead of what you'd find in a different area.
I just stop at the perimeter and I just shine my flashlight at one of the doors. Like my headlamp, like what?
You can see that there is both of you see that there is kind of a stream of water that's kind of forming on the perimeter of the property, like on the outside of the property.
Like on the other side of these wards.
Yeah, it's almost like something's like draining the water out of the Walker property, and it's kind of pooling at the edge.
flowing away from the property, right? Just for my mind's
Mhm.
eye. Okay.
Yes, yes, it is. So it's almost as if imagine this isn't actually how the layout is, but imagine if it was like on top of a big hill and then
Mm-hmm.
it was almost like it's forming a moat around
Yeah.
it that's
Mm.
flowing away and dispersing the water away. This magical wards.
I'm gonna
Um,
I'm gonna look at the water and I'm gonna like grab the rainwater that I gathered earlier. Does it look like similar or does it look different?
I mean, one has a loogie in it.
One does have a leak in it. One is on the ground and is very like the groundwater. Water that's on the ground that's forming these puddles is very dark, and you can't see the bottom. And this rainwater is very clear. You can see if you shine your flashlight behind it, you can see straight through the jar. It's gross, but you can see through it.
At this point, it's starting to. Yeah, never mind. We won't go into the gritty details. I'm gonna like. So I have a lantern. I'm gonna light my lantern, and with my rifle, I'm just gonna like put it directly over the puddle that's hanging out. And you said I can't see the bottom of it. Is there like anything in the water besides just inky black darkness?
Not that you can see. Not that you can see it right away.
Hey,
Hey Colette, does this look like the water you were dealing with?
does it look like the water I was dealing with? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely some demon water going on.
To be fair, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't look. It doesn't look supernatural. It just looks like dirty water.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It
Non-potable, basically. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Does it have like a weird chemical sheen on it as well, or is it just inky black?
No, not that you can tell. It just looks like this dark water that it looks like the puddle goes down deep into the earth.
All right,
But it should only be an inch and a half, 2 inches deep,
right.
according to the geography and the layout of the land here.
I'm telling you, something with the groundwater here. It's under it's not the water. It's the land. Because the water's fine until it touches the ground.
I feel like it's something in the ground. I'm gonna start setting up like my little improvised trap, kind of like on the perimeter.
Okay.
Just in case it gets a little, in case something comes from that water towards
Do
the
you-
property.
Do you bait the trap with anything?
I give him some boudin.
Yeah, I'll take some. I'll take some boudin.
You know, like-
Ah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got some of this. I think it's starting to smell anyway. So here
Woo.
you go.
Oh,
Yeah, it's alright. It's just it got a little warm.
God, it smells as bad as I do. And I'm gonna like, kind of like hang it on the tripwire, and then I'm gonna take up like a hunting position, about, I'd say probably about like 60-ish feet away, like in
Okay.
a brush, and Wyatt's just gonna get comfortable in the brush, and just he's gonna raise his rifle and just do what Wyatt's really good at, which is surviving off the land. Colette, you're more than welcome to join me if you want.
I mean, you're just gonna sit in the rain and wait for something to show up, like
Yes.
without
Yes,
doing
Colette.
anything else.
I kind of look at her and I'm like, well, yeah, that's how you hunt.
You
Blue's
know,
just
my
sitting there in the
mama's
rain.
ancestors didn't actually like ambush them. They did this like waiting kind of thing. My mama's ancestors they would follow the buffalo herds, and then like jump them. Like they wouldn't wait for them. That's how my daddy hunts for ducks.
Hey. Well, that's perfectly fine, Colette, for ducks and buffalo. but we're hunting something that's a little bit more dangerous than that. And I'd prefer to have the jump on it
I'm sorry, have
first.
you met a buffalo?
Have you've met a water horse? Tell me, which one would you rather have to face down right now?
The water horse.
What if there's, you know what? It's just low voices and just wait and see if something happens.
I'm gonna go sit in my car and go through my lore.
Great, fantastic, wonderful. Thank you.
If you need anything, holla, I'll shoot at it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, why it's just gonna sit there and just wait for something to happen. He's gonna be taking up a spot here. Um, if he has to set up rough, he'll set up rough. But right now, he's just watching, waiting.
We'll come back to that in just a second. I was gonna ask if um, Maris or Jolene are doing anything in particular back at the house, or
Having tea and a lovely conversation.
Yeah,
not being in the freezing cold rain and mud.
absolutely not.
Jolene is just like, frankly, I don't understand why they wanted to go out there. It's just, yeah, I mean, I know it's like something strange going on, but why invite sickness in on top of already what's going on? What's your take on all this?
I mean, there's something here that is poisoning the land. It's poisoning everything, and it's been here, and people are just noticing. But the real problem is that people don't like it when you talk about magic and creatures and that kind of stuff. So they try to make it into something that they can wrap their heads around. And I'm just worried that if we try to tell them the real truth, that it's not going to not only not go well for us, but that whatever it is that is here is going to set in and stay because they won't act against it.
You think maybe we should suggest going after the fisherman? You think he might be a little more responsible for what's going on, or you think it was unintended on his part? Because it's just been strange we didn't try to track him down if we saw him bringing the fish to people.
He could be part of it, but he could also know something that he doesn't realize that he knows. 'Cause he's out there on the water, and if that's where they are, I cannot understand him not having an encounter.
Maybe we could go have an adventure of our own, go find him, have a
I'm-
few words.
I mean, it sounds preferable to sitting outside in the rain. I know Wyatt is hunting something, so he's fixed his mind, it seems, on this. And like, if that gives him purpose, that's fine. But I don't want to sit outside.
Neither do I. Wonder how far we could get walking around this town by ourselves.
Right.
Fair point. That I just brought up myself. Oh no. You know what? Maybe we should just stay here.
I mean, it does. Colette does provide a bit of cover. I think maybe tonight we just try to regroup and enjoy the night, and then tomorrow try to track down this fisherman and maybe take either Colette or Wyatt or all of us go. We don't know what kind of fight we might have if he is in on it. could be an innocent bystander, but if he's collaborating, if they promised him something, because that's what creatures will do. That's how they get you. They promise you something or they extract a promise out of you.
Hmm. Well, I'm in agreement. We can stay put for tonight. But that being said, what's the deal with this magic? Yours in particular, because you can talk about.
I mean,
I,
it's just something I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a connection that I have that I've always had. Um, Back home, I grew up in Pennsylvania, um, and then got sent here to live with my grandmother. Um, but back home, I had three sisters, and we all have the same kind of touch, though they have turned more to science and a little bit more away from the natural aspect of it. But yeah, it's just a something within me that connects and calls out to the green and gets an answer in return.
hmm. So, like, I don't want to be rude when I ask this, but like, your magic, are you like, you like shoot like fireballs, or do you make plants grow? Like, I read that book about like a lady popping out of a bubble, and she was a witch, I heard, and then like you dropped a house on one, but I don't think any of that's true, right?
I I think that is, you know what? Honestly, everybody has a different kind of power. Mine is really rooted in natural elements. So no, I can't shoot any fireballs. Um, so I don't think I really need to. I think we got enough shooting going on with Colette. Like I think she's got the whole fire thing covered. I'm okay not needing to call on that. Um, I can feel magic when it's in the air. That's how I knew about the wards here. And I think Maris like looks around because I'm not sure she knows um, where Marcy is like precisely at the moment. Um, she's like, the walkers have a lot of power.
Like,
They have generations of power and they're very strong. But it seems like for now, they're doing good here.
hmm. Yeah, I can't argue with the results, right? They're helping folk.
Yeah.
There's almost a sort of a sanctuary, like a holy place type energy that comes with this house. That I don't know if Jolene would be aware of it, but Mars would be familiar with this. I mean, like like you said, you can immediately feel it, and it's like a warm blanket. And if I'm not cutting any of you guys off, we'll go back to the cold Wyatt in the rain with his dog Blue. Um,
Both sitting there miserable.
he's sitting there. He's in his element. He loves to hunt, and I mean I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like he would be maybe prefer to be dry, but I feel like he's probably excited about the prospect of hunting.
Yeah, no,
Um,
he's definitely like sitting, trying to sit in my lap, which I've tried to train him not to do.
oh man,
Uh,
once you let him do
trying
it,
to,
it's hard to get him not to.
it is, and he and I'm just like sitting there dead staring at where I put that trap. And then I look up to the sky. Is it still raining and cloudy and whatnot?
Um, it is, although it seems like the rain is was worse in town. Like as you guys get like kind of drove out here towards the edge of the gap, it eased up a little bit.
The-
Um, seems like the eye of the storm, if you will, is like over the town
And it's just sat there, basically.
for the most part. Yeah, since earlier this evening. Um, and through the moonlight, you can kind of see the water ripple. And a big serpentine like head shoot up out of the water and grab onto the baited bomb. And you watch as your improvised explosive goes off, and this nail bomb blows a huge chunk out of this thing's jaw. But it's just writhing around and like in pain now, like a snake that's been, you know, shot or something. Um,
I'm gonna put at least 2 more rounds into it, like the top of its head, like as soon as it blows
so you
off
know
the
how we
target.
talked about that GM intrusion earlier?
Yeah. About
You
that.
go to shoot your gun and the hammer jams. So there's like maybe something in there. Um,
So I have a player intrusion, and I wonder if I can do a player intrusion to your
Sure.
GM intrusion.
sure.
I have
You
for-
just Uno reversed him.
Yes. No, basically like we're playing Magic the Gathering, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna counter your counter.
So what is it? What is that?
A trap or dangerous bit of machinery. I'm assuming you would say that a rifle is a dangerous bit of machinery.
I mean, I'm an American, so yeah. Wait.
Malfunctions before it can affect you. Like, so before it jams, like something like causes the round to fire off in the like it's like the hammer strikes and jams it, but as it strikes the bullet is fired uh almost like a dry fire. Like it's not like the gun jams up, but I don't know, however you want to do it.
I want to say that I feel like it'll be more creative if we go through with the jam
All right.
because we need to introduce some tension to this scenario.
Okay. Down with that.
But I would say maybe if there's
But I mean, I'm sure everyone heard that explosion go off.
yeah,
Oh,
so
is
everyone
it?
hears this explosion go off. Yeah.
It is loud, yeah. Like Wyatt packed this a little too well.
Okay.
I'd say if there's another, I would say if you want to spend your player intrusion, you could, easily, get that round out and go and unjam the gun, while your friends make their way over before this thing has time to recover.
Okay, I'm down with that. Works for me.
Um,
But like I get one shot and that's it until I clear it.
I would say I was thinking, it jams and then you clear it and then you can continue to use it as normal.
Fantastic. I'll do that then. Like I'll click and I'm like, damn it. And I start to work out the jam and I'm like frantically trying to clear it while like I keep eye contact with whatever the fuck this thing is. And it's just like it's stuck in the rifle. Like I can't get the lever to come back and I'm just fighting with it.
You see that this explosion has also like kind of disrupted some of the vegetation around, and it's created like a small hole in the ground there where it's now filling up with water as well. And this thing kind of like dives back in, but before it does, you can see that it's this like pale, ghostly white, and it's covered in these orange, beady little eyes, and has fins in weird places that it shouldn't.
So, like, as it's diving, can Wyatt like jump and try to like grab it, make sure it doesn't go back into the water?
Sure.
All right. I'm like, I put the rifle down, like, no, you don't, and I grab it before it can get into the puddle, or at least try to.
Okay, well, so first, before we do that, go ahead and roll for the shot to shoot it.
Okay.
And then you like toss the gun to the side and like go to grab it.
Yeah.
See if
This
you
man
hit
just
it.
gonna go grab the demon fish by its tail.
Once I'm done, you gotta do it yourself. Done something
No.
wrong. What is it?
Wyatt ain't got much to live for. So, all right. Natural 20?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's you can do 4 extra damage,
All
or
right.
you could do a major effect.
What would be a major effect?
I would say maybe you could like cripple it, or to the point where it can't like swim away. I don't
Fuck
know,
yeah,
maybe
that's
blow one of its fins off or something where it can.
yeah.
It has to.
I'll fuck up its dorsal fin.
Which sounds awful, but this is a demon fish. Remind you, everybody. This is not your
Right.
not
Right.
a natural animal of Earth.
No, it's a fish. It know what it did.
Just gloves
So-
at you. Cool.
And so explosive, like
How much damage does
shot.
your gun do?
Base 4. So,
Okay, so it does 4 damage, and it already
Yep.
got hit with an explosive. So, it's that.
wreck the wrong goddamn rec room.
Okay. And Colette, you hear this,
Mhm.
and you're easily able to, around this time, if you went running, you would easily have showed up around this time, and right behind you, if you guys choose to, you can join as well, and out in the rain.
As I grab this fish, I look at Blue and go, "Boy, go get the people, go get people." And I'm like
So-
fighting with this fucking thing.
roll for grabbing.
All right, I'm gonna roll you again. 12.
12. Okay, let me
Mhm.
double check his stuff. So this thing, although it can't go far,
Mhm.
it's very slow because of the damage it's taken. You can't seem to you get a grasp on it, and then it has these little barbs that are for almost like catfish barbs, and its skin has this shark skin quality, and it just kind of slices your hand, and you have it instinctively just kind of let go for half a second before you try to grab back on it. It's already wriggled out of your grasp. It
right.
doesn't actually deal damage to you, but it's superficial.
It cut. Yeah, it's if you've ever had to fillet a fish, you know what this feels like. So I'm standing there over this puddle, and John can't whistle, but Wyatt can sure as hell whistle, and I'm just fucking being as loud as I possibly can. Trying to get anyone's attention.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm getting up
I think
there.
everyone kind of runs up, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Blue's also there. He's his hackles are raised, and he's just
Watch him, Blue. Watch him.
Let's see. I'll let all of y'all try to finish this thing off since it's injured and can't go. So I'll let all of y'all take a turn, and then if it's still alive, it's gonna try to do something. So let's I guess let's roll initiative. So that's gonna be that way we can
Okay.
tell. I was trying to avoid it, but it seems inevitable.
Sorry.
Has to happen.
If you're trained in initiative, then you let me know.
I am.
So instead of needing a 15 to go before the creature, you need a 12.
I got 16.
Hey.
Initiative is speed defense count as?
No, it is a speed test.
Okay. I got a 13.
I have a 12.
How many points can you take out of your pool? As many as
So
you
the
want?
first, so you can only do it equal to your, goodness gracious, that's a good question. There's a stat. It's not edge, but it's, let's see, I don't have the character sheet pulled up.
Is it effort?
Your
Effort.
might, maybe, or effort.
So yeah, you can whatever does your effort have like a number next to it?
Yeah, it has a 1.
Okay, so yeah, you can only expend one level of effort at this point until you spend some XP to like increase your abilities.
Okay.
But it costs 3 points for the first level of effort.
Okay. With a 10, would that make that a success, or would that?
No, it still wouldn't be a success.
All right, then I'm not gonna waste them. I'm not gonna waste it then. Yeah, roll a 10.
I got a 16.
So a 16, a 10, a
13.
13, and Jillian
12, I think.
12. Okay, so I think Colette's the only person that's going for this thing, right?
Right.
She had 13.
Yep.
And you're trained.
Yep, I was trained. So here's
Okay.
what's up. So when Colette left Wyatt, she has a little headlight on, keeps her hands free because she shoot guns. She went, back into her car. And the thing is Colette brought a whole bunch of books with her. She knows that this is like a water horse of type. And so, she went and she's like, nope. Gaelic folklore. Okay, goes through water horses, also known as kelpies. And somewhere in there, in the midst of that reading, read that like iron has like some sort of effect on them, right? And she's like, whether it's true or not, she don't know. We don't know. She thinks it's real. And she's like, okay. And then she hears that gunshot. She's like, well, shit. She looks around. Oh, look. A tire iron. And she goes out. Very specifically like an iron crowbar, right? Like, she sees this thing, and I think what she wants to do is she wants to hook like that the part of the tire of the crowbar like around its neck to kind of, because she saw Wyatt wrestling it. He wants to keep it.
I'd say you could do that instead of attacking it. It would be like grappling it, kind of.
Yeah.
Or you could try to attack it and roll like a 19 or a 20 and do both if you want to risk
No,
it.
I don't think she's trying to attack it. It seemed like Wyatt was trying to catch it. So
Okay.
she's gonna go with the instinct. It's like, we should
Roll
probably
that.
catch this kind of thing.
Beautiful bean footage.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's my target?
You need a 15.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and you're just trying to grab it with this thing,
Mm-hmm.
with this tire iron. Yeah. If you're trained in like grappling or like hand-to-hand combat or anything, I don't think you're more of a shooter.
I am a shooter.
Good luck.
Shit, I didn't roll for blue.
That's okay. He can go before or after you if you want.
It's 18.
That makes it simple.
He'll go before me.
What'd you get? 18?
This dice is the dice of the day. I got an 18.
So with an
Yep.
18, you wrap this thing around its neck and kind of wrench it up and put it in this like weird triangle choke with your arm, and it's you got it.
Yeah, I imagine like I got it, like I hooked it, and I pulled it in, and I stepped on its head, and I'm just like,
Okay, there you go.
yeah, and I'm like holding it
Perfect.
there with my boot. It's like,
Okay.
I got it, Wyatt.
Okay.
Shoot him!
Um,
Shoot him!
This thing is gonna try to get away from you, so go ahead and roll one more time, Colette.
Okay. It's another 18.
Okay, it does not.
Mhm.
It squirms and rides, and it ends up probably even just like hurting itself more as it sinks deeper into the mud. And who got? Since we get a third,
I got a
12.
13.
You got a
I have
13
a
as
12.
well. Okay, so we'll do Morris and then Jolene, and then Blue and then Wyatt.
Get 'em, Blue.
I'm gonna actually spend my XP to do a character intrusion.
Let's go.
And I want to do Magic Surge, which is a pulse of magic reactivates a cipher, artifact, or other magic item that was previously depleted, ruined, or inactive, causing it to do something that's useful to your current situation. Perhaps it harms a foe, creates a distraction, or lets you use it one more time for its original function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like how this looks is Maris uh like has come outside in like a run hearing the gunshot and then Wyatt's whistling. Um and we're here on the Walker land, which is infused with their magic and it's in tune with their power. And I think she kind of falls to her knees and like um when she's like kneeling in the dirt and her hands digging in the dirt, it almost feels like getting like electrocuted, and there's like this pulse that happens.
Um, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I almost even imagine like this like ripple of like earth moving out and outward away from you, and when it reaches this creature, the earth almost kind of like wraps itself around it,
I like that.
and it's like it's in the mud already, but now it's kind of like half submerged with its head just sticking out, and you've got a hold of the head, Colette,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like trapped in the mud. Um,
Just look up at Maris like, wow.
I'm still holding on for dear. Like,
It's
I'm not
like,
letting this thing go.
that was
Eileen?
quite.
before we get out of
Yeah.
initiatives, since this thing is trapped, we can. But let's Jolene, you have the opportunity if you want to try and knock this thing out, or
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's going in.
Like a rocket upper.
I was going to say she was going to find something high to leap off of and just hammer fist it down just while you got it stationary.
yeah, and I'll say it's easier because of the all the things that are going on with it. So you need a 12 just to hit it.
Well, just a 12. I rolled one of those earlier. I can do it again.
I believe
So-
in you, Rendez.
You got this.
You probably have a reroll.
Got a 16. I'm good.
Nice. So, yeah, and don't you do like 4 damage or something with your?
Yeah,
unarmed
because she
attack?
has Iron Fist.
Yeah,
so,
so you come down on the
counts
thing
the medium weapon.
and nail it on what's left of its head. And it could be unconscious, it could be dead. You're not sure. It's a fish. It's really hard to tell. And it's kind of convulses once or twice and then goes limp underneath your foot, Colette.
Okay.
And
I think I got it.
I think you did.
Wyatt's just like clutched around this thing that he does not understand.
Why is dead? Why we took care of it for
It's-
you. It's dead. You can let go. It's not gonna go nowhere now.
Right.
No more. Mm-hmm.
We got it.
Good job. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Proud of us.
I mean, your trap was the one that got it.
What the hell is that? Is that the thing you saw?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just like you went out for like biscuits and gravy, and it's all good and everything. Look at this damn thing. What is it? What the hell is it?
I
What
mean,
did you
I've seen
do, Maris?
alligator guard
Jolene,
before.
are you like a strong woman? Colette, you came out with a crowbar? I don't understand who I've been associated with for the last couple of days.
I just hit things real good, Wyatt. That's all. Don't.
Have you seen her biceps? She's quite. Yeah. Look at that.
I mean,
She's
yeah.
good. Yeah. She
Yeah.
can punch
I
through
work
a
out.
wall. I bet. Yeah. And I
You
mean,
know,
as far as like the crowbar win, I was just out in my car and doing a little bit of reading based on like, you know, my prior schooling and knowledges and stuff. I just kind of skimmed through it because reading takes too much time. So I just kind of looked through it, and it just said that, you know, water horses sometimes iron kind of messes with it, which is interesting because if it's like related to fey creatures, then that would make sense, you know. But it just starts like going on and on and on.
Wyatt just slowly turns to Maris, and it's like, you've got a lot of power.
I used what was here. That was not all me. Some of that's due to being here on the Walker land.
Looks back at Colette. Is Colette still going?
Yeah, absolutely. She's going into like whatever like knowledge the Jesuits taught her about Kelpies.
Like, has Marcy Walker or Melvin
I was wondering if you guys would ask about that. So Melvin's he's run up like while you guys are having this conversation, and is like he's like got his long johns on. He was like almost ready for bed, and he has like a shotgun slung over his shoulder. The breech is open, but he's like ready, and he's like looking around. He's just like, okay, like he's hasn't really said anything. But oddly enough, Marcy and Willie are nowhere to be seen. They must be somewhere else.
You know,
White does not like that.
it is.
I look at
Yeah,
Melvin.
we haven't seen Willie at all this evening.
She ate dinner with y'all, but was very quiet.
Melvin, I'm assuming this here is not normal for y'all folk, right?
No, I mean, we do have strange occurrences here every now and then, but typically nothing gets past all the protection here.
How big is this thing? Is it like river monster size, or is it?
Yeah, it's the size of
a gator,
a small or it's probably around the size of like an adult python. Right? So like it.
And it looks like nothing that Wyatt has ever seen in nature before, right?
So it's man size, so it's what, like 6 feet long?
Yeah. It's
John knows that, but Wyatt doesn't. And I'm like, this
isn't any kind of fish. You've seen some big ass catfish, but nothing on this level. And also like the fins and the eyes and all the parts, they don't make sense. It looks like somebody was trying to. It looks like if like a kid drew a fish from memory. If you were like, draw a monster fish, and they were just like, okay, and like a toddler scribbled down a fish, and then somebody brought that to life. That's what this thing looks like. Like it's all cobbled together from misshapen parts. Don't misinterpret me. It's not a Frankenstein fish, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I love that. I love that movie.
I'm into Frankenfish.
Frankenfish. It isn't Frankenfish. It's more of just like it's misshapen. It's like it didn't grow right, or it grew too much in the wrong places.
Sharktopus.
So like it's like mutated sort of thing.
It's more of a sharktopus situation, less of a Frankenfish situation.
Morris is gonna say to Colette. So you said you already took care of one of these, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it lived or died. Like we got out there, we were not in a we were not in a situation where we were at an advantage. Um, Jolene was there as well. So I mean, I shot it in the face, but I don't think it died. And there were at least three
Okay.
in the basement, but we got one like right here now. We can.
But I'm just trying to figure out because this feels like this one is bad enough. There's probably another one. Does this one look like it's been shot in the face before now? So there's
I
definitely
don't
more
think.
than one
Yeah.
out there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. There were three
that's
in that cellar.
a problem. Okay, yeah, that's a
Hmm.
problem.
That is a big problem. We have to find the source of this.
And we don't know how much they're reproducing. Like, what if there's a whole clutch of eggs out there?
Well, they got into the cellar because she threw up in the cellar. What if it's parasitic?
I think we need to do a deep
What about
look
some of
into
the
this.
other women that are getting sick if they have this inside them?
And they're throwing it up. It's just spreading like the Spanish flu.
Melvin, I think we need to talk to Miss Walker. She might know a little bit more about this. And
I'm not sure how to approach her, but I think she definitely would want to know.
I,
Um,
th-
Maybe
I
we
try to
should bring this
try to
thing into the shed and take a better look at it.
yeah. Do what do they call them things where you cut it up and look inside of it?
Surgery?
Autopsy?
Yeah, I was talking about the one after they're dead. I think it's the
Do we know
autopsy.
this is dead? Is it dead?
I grab my cast iron skillet and smash it on the fucking head.
And I think with that, we can go to break. Like, that's just the
Seems like a good place.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We're going to go and have our break now. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Get some bios, get some drinks, all that other good stuff. And we will see you soon.
Hello.
What up? We're back after our break. Nothing nefarious happened
Yet.
on our break. You know, just some weird little guys doing weird little guy stuff. Anyway, we're back. I just play here. Y'all do something jamming.
Okay, so as the night winds down, you guys all go inside. You get dry. You warm your bones. You get into a warm bed in Walker House. But you notice on the way to bed, you don't run into Marcy or Willie. And you, if you were to ask Melvin, he'd tell you that he saw him earlier after dinner, but they were talking in the kitchen, and then he went up to his room and hadn't seen him since. So, if you can rest your mind enough to get to sleep, your dreams, you know, they're not pleasant. They're full of dark waters and rippling scales. Nothing supernatural that you think, but just the events of the day kind of reminiscing, bouncing around in your mind. However, it's bugging me. Maris. I keep wanting. I can't.
Morris is fine.
I know, that's why I'm like, I know that this has not been a problem for me until this session, and now I'm like, I can't. Okay, so anyway, communication is key. So you have this dream of you and Wyatt walking around the reservoir like you were earlier today, except for this time. You come across the tree, and the tree has been, well, you come across the area where that tree was, where you found a bunch of fishing line and a bunch of strange looking lures that are almost fixed in a way that made them seem like some kind of spell or some kind of ward or something. The tree itself is not there, but in its place is what looks like a little house, just a little farmhouse, and you see Blue run inside, and you see Wyatt run off after him, and you get close to the door, and you look inside. You can see that it looks like a fun house or something, like me or you would think. Maybe not your characters, but us would know it's like a fun house. Like all the furniture's on the ceiling. You see that the coffee table, the love seat, the record player, they're all on the ceiling. As a matter of fact, there's a carpet on the ceiling, a rug as well, like the area rug. And you can see before you on the floor is a light fixture. It's like the whole room's upside down. And you don't see Blue or Wyatt anywhere inside, but you can hear Blue barking somewhere deeper in the house. But you wake up before you can investigate. And the next morning, it seems like the rain has let up a little bit. It's still dreary and overcast outside, but it's not storming anymore. Y'all wake up, and there's no breakfast ready. Willie's not there, neither is Marcy. Seems like they're still gone off doing whatever they were doing, or maybe they left real early in the morning. But
when we wake up, Wyatt has very deep, dark circles under his eye, almost like he didn't sleep that much that night before. I'm gonna put my hand like on the stove Is it hot at all? Is it like cold, cold?
The stove.
Like the cooking stove.
The stove is it's a wood firing stove in the kitchen, and you can feel that there is still some embers going either from last night or this morning.
But definitely not used to cook for anything that day, right?
You see some dirty dishes in the sink, so you think maybe somebody had breakfast and then headed out, but it could have been Melvin.
Could have. How many dirty plates are in the sink?
Mr. Detective.
Sorry.
Mr. Detective here. Um, can't get anything past this motherfucker. Yeah, you see, you see 3 plates. Yeah, so it seems like they were here.
Melvin, Willie, and Marcy. Yeah.
Yeah, and Melvin's truck is gone. If you were to look out the front window, so it seems like they got up before y'all and headed out and had something to take care of.
Is there any coffee or anything like that left? Like even like old coffee?
Yeah, there's a pot of coffee from this morning. Also, there's all the stuff in the kitchen to fix your own as well. You're a grown man, Wyatt. You can make some coffee. There's a note next to the coffee pot, and it says, "You're a grown Wyatt man. You can make some coffee." And it has Willie's signature on it.
That sounds like something Willie would write.
I'll look in the pot. Like, how old are we talking here? Like, is it solidified yet, or is it?
You can see where some of the finer grounds have settled at the bottom of the pot that managed to get through the filter, and you reckon this is probably a couple hours old.
Even that's too old for cowboy coffee, so he's gonna make a fresh pot with the percolator or whatever they have, and then pours himself like a cup of like black coffee, and then just kind of goes out to the front porch to have a smoke and drink that first cup of coffee. If you're a smoker, you know what that feels like. Like, and he's just gonna like watch. He's just gonna keep an eye out on the property line, see if like he sees anybody working or sees Melvin come back anytime soon or whatnot.
It's a cold morning. You can see your breath, and there is ice formed on some of the surfaces, like where these puddles have frozen over. And although it stopped raining, the temperature has dropped today. You don't notice anybody out here, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Wyatt's just gonna kind of like sit there and just kind of like try to mull over like the previous night's events, and just sit there and start the process of waking up, like sitting on like a old rocking chair. Ugh. What last night? What was the what cycle was the moon in?
Oh God, I don't know.
Well, we can check the records for that. We know what day it is, right?
Yeah.
That is
Hold
true.
on.
Let's see. It is.
Oh,
December
it feels
3rd.
so good. It feels so good to do this as like the forever GM.
December 3rd.
Does it? Is it feel good?
Oh, it feels so
it's,
good.
1930, December 3rd.
Lunar cycle moon phase, December 3rd. Let's see. Moon phase for Wednesday, December 3rd, 1930.
Don't anybody ever say we're not thorough here.
Moon phase for Wednesday. The current moon phase for the 30th was a waxing gibbous phase. On this day, the moon is 13.39 days old and 95% illuminated with a tilt of 147.76 degrees.
13, that's a bad number.
The approximate distance from Earth to the moon is 385,393.06 kilometers, and the moon sign is Taurus.
So,
So
like,
it was mostly full. It's waning from full. It's a few days. It's like a day or two from full. Like it was full. No, actually, it's waxing, so it's moving to full. So we're a
It's
couple of
moving
days.
toward.
Yeah.
So, like, it'd probably be the next, like, tonight would be a full moon, right?
Well, we'll check what the today's.
We got the chart
this
right
is,
here.
No, this is the third.
Right
so
here.
this is what. So it was the third. Today's the third. So this is what the moon's gonna look like today. It's a waxing gibbous at 95. Okay. It's 95%.
So
full,
today the third is the 13th day of this lunar cycle.
95%. Excuse me, full essentially. Sorry.
Sounds like something bad's gonna happen today.
Wyatt puts down his cup of coffee and goes into his pack, cigarette in mouth, and he looks at that black mirror that Miss Walker gave him. Let's see if tonight's the night. And he's just staring at it. Is there like anything happening while like the moon isn't out? Or does it just look like a regular black mirror?
Normal mirror, but it kind of makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Gives you goosebumps when you look in it too long.
Like someone's looking back at me? Or like I'm being watched kind of feeling?
Almost like you're looking at someone that's not you. But it could just be the normal dissociative effects of staring into a mirror for too long.
Oh, yeah. Wyatt gets lost in the mirror until someone breaks him out of it. Wyatt just keeps staring into his own eyes that he doesn't really trust, kind of looking at the face of a man. Wyatt hasn't looked at himself in a while, and he's kind of like taken back at the person he's looking at in the mirror. He sees the long, like, gaunt face with the eyes that are blackening and sagging, the bent nose, the missing teeth, the scraggly beard, and it's almost like he's looked at like he's looking at this mirror like it's aged 10 years. And he's just staring. He's just kind of like not ever looking, taking his eyes off himself or anything, just kind of observing his body. And that's all I got right now.
So if you guys were to get up and look around, you'd find that Wyatt is having a existential crisis on the front porch.
Yeah, I mean, that fresh pot of coffee just triggers all of that French inside of Colette. Like, so she's up because I mean, here's the thing: she's a nun. She was probably up already, like doing like prayer shit, right? Like she's got to say her morning devotions, thank Jesus, do the rosary, all that kind of stuff. Say the mysteries. We're getting close to Advent, so lots of important stuff is happening on the. I think they're still in ordinary time, but you know what I mean. And she knows she's not in her full habit. She's just kind of like in her like a long sleeve blouse and like the skirt part when she comes out to get her coffee and looks around and she's like sees this grown ass man with an existential crisis going on outside. So she's gonna take a moment and like. This sounds like a job for me. And she goes right outside. Hi there, Mr. White. You made a good cup of coffee here. I put a little powdered milk in it because I like to have a little dairy in mine. Have you ever had powdered milk before? They just suck the water right out of it, but you put it in more water and it's right there. Get that in the commodities from the state.
Yeah, hi Colette.
Hi. Are you alright?
Yeah, He looks Colette in the eyes. And...
You're You're lying.
It's kind of, yeah, very much so. uh, yeah, I'm worried about Willie. I haven't seen her since yesterday.
Well, it seems like she went with that Miss Marcy and Melvin to do something. Did he leave you no note?
Something about like you're a grown man, make your own damn coffee. But
You did a good job.
I guess. Hey, quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Were you always a nun? Like, were you
Like, was
always
I
part of?
born a nun?
You know what I mean? Like,
Or was I always Catholic?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I was baptized Catholic. And I mean, both my mom and my daddy were Catholic. It's just kind of just you know we're French and a die and she says a die. It's the name of her tribe. And got a little bit of that Marie Laveau in us as well. So yeah, we're Catholic. And you know when
Do you
hmm?
what do you Catholics? What do you Catholics think about? Look, can we all agree that whatever that thing was is not from this earth, right?
Oh no, that is definitely from the other side of the veil. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there is something that's like, do Catholics think about stuff like this?
Oh, all the time. Why do you think I'm like trained to fight monsters and exorcise demons? I'm not very good at the exercising part. I'm really good at the shooting monsters part.
Is that why you're here?
Yeah, got a little tidbit on the Jesus radio, and I need to prove myself so that I can finally take my vows and become a full member of my order. I haven't taken my vows yet. I'm still a novice. Um,
Oh, it. Wait, there's like levels of being a nun.
yeah. So like once you take like that whole like vow thing, like before you're not married to Jesus, and after you are, like a wedding, like vows.
I be honest with you, I never really understood the whole process. I just, if you love somebody, why the hell you gotta get God and the government involved?
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but some of us want to go to heaven.
So there's an entry fee to heaven's what you're telling me.
I mean, you can't go around like, you know,
No, what? What can I
harming
not do?
people.
Harming people.
Yeah.
Well, what's harming people according to you said the Pope, right? That's who's in charge of all this.
You mean according to Jesus? Because Jesus is in charge of the Catholic Church, sir. Are
Whatever.
you trying to ask something specific? Just ask specific. I'm not here to judge you. It's not my place to judge you.
Yeah, I
Have
wish.
I been judgmental of you or of
Oh,
anyone since I've been here?
no. Sorry. I just have this kind of way I speak to people where
Well, just be
they
on.
think,
Just
all right, you want me to be honest with
yeah.
you?
Just ask the question.
Flicks the cigarette into the yard. You're people that say that they have been touched by the love of God and that God lives within them and works through them. In my experience, has used that love to absolutely cause the most harm and pain upon people,
Oh yes.
whether it be through telling them that they're going to hell because not because of what they do, because of who they are, or to be honest with you, stealing culture from people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up on this mountain, I mean, I may not understand all of it. To be honest with you, it's I can't make heads or tails out of anything that happens beyond normal stuff. But
Has somebody
the
told
last
you that
couple of
you're going to
days,
hell?
more than a few,
I'm
more than a
sorry.
few.
That's not their place to say.
Oh, it's okay. I keep asking them if they're going, and they say no. So I
I
feel
just
like it's the
assume
better
we're
place to
all
go.
going, and then we'll figure it out when we get there.
So we don't. So you're saying we all go to hell, and then
Oh
some of
no,
us
there's
get to go to
purgatory.
heaven.
We can get to purgatory first, and then we could just clean off all the junk and dirt that we just got here on this planet, get ourselves heaven ready. You know what I
So
mean? So, and then like when we're heaven ready, then we can go. Like there's like a stepping stone. Like there's a layer to the afterlife.
But didn't that God create this earth? So he's washing the stink of his own creation off of his own creation when you think about it.
Yeah.
So he's punishing us for doing things that he knew that we were going to do.
If you believe in predisposition, sure. I don't believe in predisposition.
Well, and that's heaven or hell. That's a whole conversation, but I've been read that book a few times and I've heard stuff about the miracles that the Lord brought upon us, you know, healing the lame, making the blind see, the lame walk, and
That's Jesus, not God. Well, I mean, Jesus is God, but very specifically, that's some New Testament stuff when it comes to Jesus. Um, I mean,
so
yeah. Do you believe in the Trinity? I could get into theologies with you, then I can get into the pagan sources of the Christian
I,
religion as well. You do know that God is not really like a mono God. He comes from a whole pantheon of ancient Canaanite
I
religions. In fact, the
Wyatt like
God of Genesis and the God of Exodus aren't even the same guy.
Wyatt raises his hand, just kind of like he's been info dumped a few times
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
by
Sorry,
Colette.
I'm sorry. I've got I'm
That's
Catholic, but
you seem to have like
my
a lot of knowledge,
well, yes, I was educated. My order
but
isn't
that's not something.
orthodox, if that makes sense.
Jesus raised the dead, right?
He raised himself in Lazarus. According to the good book, according to the guy who wrote Luke.
So I guess you know how many times I prayed to God, prayed to
Mm-hmm.
Jesus,
Mm.
and asked him
I
just
don't I don't
once,
know how many.
a few,
Okay.
a lot back in the past, but
Mm-hmm.
I asked for a miracle, and I had the faith of a mustard seed,
Mm-hmm.
and no mountain got moved for me. So understand when you start talking about your God, Willie might be okay with it, but and everyone else might, but you gotta understand me and that son of a bitch are not on talking terms.
Well,
Because
that's okay. You don't need to talk to him.
I want to talk to him. I
Mm.
want to have some type of conversation with him, but he keeps shutting me out.
Mm. Are you talking Yahweh or Elohim?
I'm
At some
talking about
point,
this the Southern Baptist
point,
God.
Like, she's
our other
trying to
party members have got to walk out and save Wyatt from this conversation.
she's trying to like pinpoint like, have you tried, instead of talking directly to God or Jesus, have you tried any sort of disposition through his saints? Have you tried talking to Mary? Because sometimes, if you want your son to do something, you gotta go through his mother. They were Jewish after all.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying here.
Now I'm I'm trying really hard.
What's the point of a God
Mm.
that makes life a living hell? And then judges us on what we did in that living hell. On who we were in that living hell. Who says that I'm not good enough to see the pearly gates because their book says that I'm a monster.
What did you do?
You know how I keep saying that y'all, like you, Jolene, Marius, aren't necessarily my type?
Oh, you're homosexual.
Just
Why you gotta
fucking
say it like
say it
that?
out loud.
Nobody is here. Wow, which Bible are you reading? Jesus never said nothing about the homosexuals.
Yeah, but it seems like his fan club sure as hell believes in that.
Well, who
And no
cares what
matter
they
how-
say?
I care. It affects my life. They believe this and make my life a living hell. I'm not allowed in communities. They're afraid I'm going to hurt somebody or I'm going to churn one of their kids. And then I get busted out. I had to live my entire life before all this happened, before the last 10 years of my life where I have become a living corpse in 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 silence, in hiding. Because the love of the Lord just ain't big enough to accept people who don't live normally or the way society thinks that they should. So you will forgive me if I'm a little bit prickly whenever you bring up that big fucker up there. Because as I see it, he ain't doing anything to affect those of us down here.
When you start to get like passionate about this, Blue is like he starts barking at you. He's like trying to get you to calm down. He's like bark, 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 bark. But he's not like doing like a mean dog bark. He's like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
worried.
I know. It's all right, boy. It's all right.
I'm sorry that people use their beliefs to hurt you. It's not right of them. And I don't know what my deity that I chose to have faith in believes. When it comes to you, I can only go by what is written. And there is nothing written that says anything about the way that you love in that book.
Then maybe that big fella
Canonically,
with all
there
the-
actually is not anything in
Yeah.
1930 in that book. It did not change.
Don't worry,
yet.
that got added later.
It did. Like,
But Wyatt just kind of like looks at you and like just eyes red
people
and just
are terrible, but not
Yeah.
everybody are terrible.
that's great.
And the thing is, why
I don't think you understand my problem.
can I finish before you interrupt me? You know what's a big problem in the Catholic Church? When men interrupt the women that know more than them.
That's fine and dandy, but I need you to understand my real problem.
Okay.
It ain't about no technicality or any testament or anything like that.
Okay, I'm trying to help you, and you keep interrupting.
You want to help me? You want to help me? Here, we'll pray together. Lord, please bring back the only thing that meant a damn to me in my life. Please let all those men have the chance to live and breathe again. In your name we pray it. Amen. Nothing changed. He's useless. And he just...
Colette takes a second, like lets you finish, and then she makes the sign of the cross. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Jesus, this man is hurting. And he's hurting.
Out of hell with this, and he walks
Walks
away.
stop.
That's fine, but he walks away like towards the shed where the water horse is, where they put him the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus this man is hurting. And he's hurting because the world took something from him. You took something from him. I don't know your will, and I will never claim to know your will. But I hope that this man, Mr. White, who hurts so much, who just wants acknowledgement and love, whether from you, whether from somebody else, I hope that he just finds love and that peace finds him. Because if he can't find it, then I'm not going to either. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. This coffee really is good, though. He is so good. It's the right consistency. You'd swear he got a little French in him.
So y'all meet up in the shed, sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely where Wyatt is.
Yeah. When Colette, she's going to wait for the others to join her before she goes in because she's going to give him space.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Jolene has just been cooking breakfast. It was just like, this ain't none of my business, but once it calms down, I'll go bring him a plate.
Yeah, I think Mars was like kind of had her own cup of coffee that she had like in both hands, and she was looking out the window and watching this interaction and probably eavesdropping a little bit too.
Oh, definitely listening the whole
Like
time.
absolutely,
But just, like,
yeah.
not getting involved.
I feel like there were a couple times when she like sort of made to go out there, but then was like, you know what? Wyatt is a grown man. He can handle this.
You made some good coffee after all. You can handle this.
And while Wyatt's at the shed, like goes to the shed, he's pulled out that mirror again and he's looking.
Um, you feel like after you look in this mirror, you feel like you can almost see something, but like there's almost something there. It's not. That's more than just your reflection, but it's like a word that is eluding you. It's
I keep looking for him.
Eventually, when y'all do decide to meet up and take a look at this thing, you see that it is mostly decomposed already. Seems like the wards here have done a number on it, but its teeth are still like pristine. It has like these sharp, jagged teeth that are almost like ivory. Might be able to do something with them, but this creature is, we've established it's not natural, but it seems like it is adapting to like this area fast. Like it's to have seen, you guys got seen 4 of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they're taking well to the environment here.
When it's like you say decomposing, like is it like is it decomposing, or is it doing like the whatever we had when we came in, or is it like starting to like turn into like lump of coal.
It's starting to kind of like dry out really fast, like almost
Okay.
like supernaturally, like the moisture in it is just being drawn out of it, like almost if it were being turned into like a jerky or something. Y'all hungry?
Wyatt takes a knife and cuts off like no kidding.
Blue like looks interested, and then he gets closer and smells. He's like, "Rah."
Oh, come on, Blue. You eat anything. That don't smell good to you? I look down at him.
He like does the like exhales really hard out of his nose.
Oh, yep. He didn't like that. Does anyone know? I mean, we know stuff about it, but does anyone really know? Is there? I don't know what. Are we just gonna stay on the Walker's place until we die? Is that the plan, or? I mean.
Oh, are you asking me?
No, I'm asking everybody, but if you want to be included with that, you sure as hell can.
Oh, I appreciate your
Sister
permission.
Colette, you're welcome.
Okay. So, and she just kind of pulls out like a Scottish folklore book that she has, and kind of looks over at Morris, and because she, like, I remember Morris had like some inclination also, so there are a couple things. Water horses were once known as kelpies, in Scottish folklore. Which is also what they think the Loch Ness Monster is. Very interesting. But anyway, it says here, there's a couple things. They are sensitive to iron. It can be used to capture them, which is why maybe the crowbar worked. They also, you can apparently kill them with silver bullets, which is very strange, because I did not expect for kelpies and lycanthropes or vampires to have similar weaknesses, but I guess it must be some sort of like supernatural allergy.
Do you have silver bullets for those guns of yours that you like to use?
Don't actually do, but if we can find silver to melt down, in a gunsmith, that is something that we can do. And now here's what's up. I just want to be very honest about my findings, and I kind of look over at Wyatt, is that this is information given to me by a biased resource. And because it is a biased resource, there could be some misinformation. That being said, I don't think that my order would particularly send me off with misinformation that could endanger me. So, things are worth a try. Now, silver is expensive. So, if we're going to make these and use them, we need to make sure that we have some sort of backup plan, like throwing dynamite into the lake, just in case. But that's what I know. I could send a letter or go get a phone call, see if I can get any more information. But that's what I know.
Eris, Jolene, any input or anything y'all want to say about that?
I mean, Harris's face when Colette says throwing dynamite, like it's just like
like
I
Wyatt and
we
Maris
discussed
just
this
kind of like,
already.
God.
That is, again, remember the dynamite is plan Z. We haven't gotten there yet. We haven't even implemented really plan A. to be
I
honest.
thought Plan A was the sailor, and we
We-
were working on Plan B.
We just been flying by the seat of our pants. None of this is a plan. We haven't put together a plan. You know what?
We just
I'm
kind of
not
stumbled into that
actually.
fish. We didn't even really.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to take away from Wyatt. His trap did work. That was a plan.
Mhm.
That was a plan right there.
Oh.
His trap worked.
Why?
did good.
So-
Do you
You
know
did
what
good.
the nails were made out of?
I mean,
I'll
if they
look
were
through this.
iron,
Mm-hmm.
I looked through
I'm
this
gonna say
shed.
iron.
Yeah, I
Iron.
looked through this shed where I got these nails. So I said like any nail boxes or anything like that. Do they have like iron or nickel or anything like that?
That's for you, Jamie.
Sorry, I was going that so hard.
what are
Damn.
nails made of? Google.
Yeah, what were the nails made of? Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
lead.
Yeah, that's what. Well, no, because we wouldn't
Lead
use them,
filled
right?
with asbestos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you?
Back
What are
then,
you looking
who
at? The
knows?
nails of what?
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what type of nails, like were the nails iron or
Oh,
were
I had
they, like...
assumed they were. Yeah, I assumed.
Okay,
Okay.
so and
So
and,
I
like
think- I think we could maybe have like a multi-pronged attack here that we do all at the same time. Because remember, that one was a lot just to take down all of us. And there's possibly 3 more out there, maybe even more than that.
they're coming from
um,
somewhere.
So I could contribute something. A poison that possibly might work on it. I mean, it's organic, right? So
Most poisons are.
possibly we would have to get it to ingest it or poison it's somehow where we know that it would absorb it. And I really, Colette, before you say it, we're not throwing poison into the reservoir.
Well, no, that would hurt the people.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'm glad you understand that.
Dude, I was just like, none of y'all been dynamite fishing, and that just confuses me. And so Colette's gonna go over to this fish, and it has like all of these eyes, right? Do these eyes have a membrane that closes, like any kind of lid or something, or is it just like a bare eye?
It's a very primitive eye with no lid or like
No,
sclera or
okay,
anything.
gotcha. So not
Just-
like crocodiles have that secondary lid. You know, it might not have to ingest it. If its eyes are exposed, that's a lot of mucous membranes that can just absorb it. Like if someone put something in your eye, you would get poisoned, right? You're muted,
I don't-
Lily. Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't know how well the poison is going to work, how effective it will be. And maybe it has some immunity to certain things. So like, I feel like that's a good thing, to weaken it. But the iron, using that as well. I think we need to go with more than one weapon in our hands.
Poison, iron, and silver. I mean, there is also another way we can figure stuff out. And we almost did it this time, but we just didn't quite make it.
Which is
We could catch one alive and try all of the methods on it to see what's more effective.
am I the only one that remembers how last night went? How much struggle we had just with this one?
Colette's very confused.
Yeah, I
She
mean,
did
that's
not
what I-
struggle at all with that. Like,
I remember it was a one and done punch kind of situation. It wasn't a struggle at all.
and Colette's the one that's gotten bitten by one. I would like to point out.
Yeah, she
Ray, how's
took
that
like a
going?
champ.
It's
Yeah, how
fine.
is that wound looking?
I put antibacterial medication on it, so I don't know.
I wrapped her up good. She should be fine.
Okay.
Can we check that wound real quick and see if anything's happened to it?
Lift up my pantaloon. You see my gun strapped to my thigh.
I mean, if she don't mind me going down there, I could check.
Yeah.
It's not infectious or anything. It's a pretty nasty bite, but it doesn't look like it's gonna. It looks like it's healing. It's beginning the healing process.
Is it like red and swollen a little bit, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's some inflammation, but that's normal.
Okay. Well, at least their bites don't seem to cause any like necrosis or anything like that. Does it hurt when I touch it?
Yeah, don't touch it. You're going to introduce bacteria.
My hands are mostly clean. It's fine.
No, they're not. Don't touch me.
Coward like 2 days ago. I saw it.
Yeah, I smoked today.
Don't touch me.
I look at this like I'm just like Wyatt's sitting here and is like trying to compute to figure out like what he has stepped into and where Willie is. Like, it is currently occupying his mind. I just I feel like our best option is to start heading down the road and wish these folks the best.
You
Wait,
just,
like-
um,
Because we don't know how many of these there are, and eventually we're going to run out of supplies to hurt them.
well, I'm not gonna just leave these people.
Jolene.
I don't think it would be right. We kind of have an idea of what's going on here. We might be the only folk that could help.
Or we could also die with everyone else. Like, I just-
you're gonna die anyways.
I prefer to be able to have some control over that.
I mean, sure, but
Or is that not a problem for you?
I mean, I control that too. But I mean, if that's just it's gonna be swinging one way or the other. So might as well be for the right reasons.
Why, if you don't want to stay here, if you have to do what you have to do, you can leave. There's no shame in it. You're just not meant for this.
Not until I find Willie. And then, whatever happens after that happens after that. I'm just saying, instead of going directly into fighting these things, that I'll be real honest with you, we don't know where this path ends. Sure, we killed this fish, and there are multiple of these fish. Eventually, we're going to find what's making them.
Yeah, that's...
And when we find that, Colette, we may not be prepared to fight that. We might not even be able to hurt it.
Maybe.
And you're just... I thought I was the one that had nothing to live for, but apparently all of us here are just have nothing stopping us from...
Why, this is what I live for. To risk my own self. To make sure that people get to live their lives.
Oh, okay.
And these things are hurting them. These things don't belong here.
Colette, look around. These mountains, people don't grow on them. None of us belong here. As far as I'm concerned, these mountains are going to outlive all of us.
They are the oldest mountain range on the planet.
Yeah, and for a reason. There's things here that we will never understand. And it seems like humanity sticking its nose in it has made it worse and worse.
Well, do you suggest we get an evacuation started?
There ain't no evacuation, Colette.
So
There's something has happened to this place. And I'm not just talking about this little holler. I'm talking about the entire region that we live in. Something has taken over, and I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't know what 4 to 5 folks, even with the powers that some of us have, really got against things like this. You saw how much we had to dedicate to take down this one, and I'm assuming that the 3 that y'all ran into wasn't any less easier, right?
no,
I-
we were ambushed.
You were ambushed, right? But what happens when you get ambushed again? What happens if we get ambushed again? We're fighting against something that is strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at Maris and I'm like, and dark and evil. I don't see why it's our fight. I don't. And as soon as I find Willie, and as soon as I can convince her to leave, I'll be honest with you. I don't know these folks. I don't know these folks.
Okay. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not gonna stop you from leaving. But I'm staying.
Well, if you're staying, I have to at least make sure that y'all get out.
No, you don't.
I mean, oh yes, I do, because you're the only group of people that's ever shown me any kindness in the last couple of years. So I have to. See, that's the situation I find myself in, Colette. I have given myself something to lose.
So it's our fault.
No, it's not your fault.
It sounds like you're blaming us because we want to
I'm
stay
not
and help.
blaming
But you can't make a
y'all.
decision.
It's not that I can't make a decision, damn it, Colette. It's that any decision we make is going to come up with a loss, and I need y'all to be prepared for that. And I don't, Blue. I'm sorry, I'm getting loud again. I apologize. I'm tired of losing things, and I feel like that's, you say you're not going to judge me for leaving, but you're not like. I don't know. I've had one hell of a last couple of nights. I haven't slept more than 3 hours, probably in the last 2 days. I'm tired. I'm wired, and I just really, really don't understand why I'm sticking around here when everything in me is telling me to leave. We're fighting powers and principalities that we do not have. We are not adequately trained to fight.
You are not adequately trained.
Fine. I'm not adequately trained to fight. I'm just some poor mountaineer that's barely keeping himself fed. And I don't, before I even met y'all, like I saw things, but I just thought it was just loneliness. Now I'm looking at this stuff and I've seen what we're fighting, and I'll be real honest with you. I don't know if we can win. And I don't know who's fighting on our side. We may be alone in this conflict. Like, sure, there maybe Miss Walker's helping us out, but Miss Walker's one person. We got Maris over here who's got powers. We got you who somehow is trained in this. Jolene could pack one hell of a damn punch. And Willie, if we ever find her again, can talk the ears off a billy goat. We're not necessarily a crack team. And that's what scares me. Is Now my life is going to be filled with people that have these powers, and if for all the good ones that are there, we have so much evil that we're fighting, and I'm scared. I'm scared for the first time in a long time. I'm scared. And you're telling me, oh, it's perfectly okay. You can just leave whenever you want. When I've got things to lose. I don't I just don't think that we understand how deep we are in this. Or at least as deep, like I'm not feeling any like reprieve or easiness thinking about it. I mean, am I the only one that feels that way?
Oh, no, I don't. I don't think it's just you, but I still feel like it's something that we got to do. Even
Why? What Jolene, what do you owe these people?
nothing, but it's the right thing to do. Wyatt.
If
I
we
think I, I
don't,
think I said it before. Courage is just running in the right direction when you're scared.
What if the
if
right
we
direction's away,
we
Jolene?
have to
Well,
we
we
have
get
to
to
take a
that.
stand though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like, if we we let this pass, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna run to? What happens when something else shows up? We're just gonna keep ignoring it, keep turning our back?
Yes, run until you can't run anymore.
It, it becomes time to run when it's clear that we have to run, but not before. There's still time to do something.
What we can't even form a plan. We don't. Every time we think of something, it feels like it's not enough. It's not going to stop anything. I mean, hell, we don't even know where these things come from.
No.
Do we?
But no, but we got to figure that out because we're already here. You really think you would just live a normal life after seeing what you've seen? Just be like, well, I guess I'm gonna forget about all this and not not do it
No,
anymore.
of course
No.
not. That's already over with. But
So we
I
gotta
also,
finish it then, right?
Maris, I don't. I'm having doubts in our ability, and I feel like a lot of it is due to the fact that my sister, the only family I got left, really is missing, and I have no clue where she is. And the strongest person that we know that could potentially help us with this is also missing since last night. We don't know where they are. They could have been already taken out, and two pieces already off the board.
That means we have to fight even harder.
So we die quicker.
If that's what's in store, I don't want to stand around and do nothing. And frankly, we're all mortal, I hope, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely mortal.
And so death is the end game for us anyway.
But shouldn't you want to like avoid that at all cost if you
Now I
can?
want to live my life true to myself. And if doing that, if living my truth means doing something that is dangerous, then that's something I reconcile in myself. But I already have a mission. I already have a goal, and this is leading me somewhere for a reason. And I can't walk away from this corruption.
I can't either.
I can't stop. He makes Wyatt also looks at Jolene. I'm assuming you're with them too.
Pretty much said that from the start. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I also got a little bit of a selfish vetted interest in sticking around, so
I don't know what to do, and I reckon I'll stick with y'all for until at least I know what's going on and I know what what I'm facing. But I'll be real honest with you. I'm terrified, and I feel like not everyone here is on the same page. Like not everyone here doesn't like you're all talking about your destinies and your fates. Let me tell you something. As someone who's experienced a lot of damn death, not much happens after you die. The world keeps moving around and it keeps getting worse. Sacrificing yourself will not make it any better.
If my mama hadn't have made the sacrifice that she did, I would have drowned. My brother would have drowned. We didn't.
And where's your mother?
She's dead. But I'm here. And I try to make the world a better place everywhere I go. Just like she did.
You know what I
that
see?
legacy lives within me. And hopefully that legacy will continue to inspire other people. And it will continue to live. And if it stops with me, well, I did my best. I'm terrified. I don't want to die. But I don't want to see other people die either. I know what it's like to suffer and to hurt, Wyatt. Which is why I try my best to reduce that in the people around me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I just walk away. Walk out of the shed and just start walking in a direction.
Well, he's got some things to work out.
Listen, we can't force him to come along. And if he doesn't want to, there's also nothing wrong with that.
I know, it's just the problem is he feels obligated because we're going to do it.
He's not responsible for our actions.
He's not.
I think Willie being missing is really messing with Wyatt. And I just think we have to give him some space for that.
Yeah, we do.
He's gonna come around. He just needs to have time to process, I think. He's worried about his friend, his family. It's probably weighing on him heavily. But he's not wrong. It's just it's not completely right either. There's nothing wrong with being afraid and not wanting to get involved, but the unfortunate realization is we are already involved. Why stop now?
And listen, I don't think we're not going to do this to sacrifice ourselves. That's why I say let's come up with a plan. Let's know what we are bringing. We have an arsenal, and it doesn't have to be dynamite.
But we do still have dynamite. Don't worry, Colas. Not off the table. It's just pushed to the end of the table for now.
I understand. I understand. We do have some hints in the lore.
But right. I mean, this is a plan we're pulling together. This isn't an attack, a siege, if you will. We're not sacrificing ourselves.
I mean,
I think Mars raises her voice enough, like maybe Wyatt will hear, but she's not like shouting like she's deliberately trying to make him hear.
it's the conviction of her
Ye-
projections. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Wyatt stops, looks back, and just shakes his head and just keeps walking.
Why, as you're
Towards-
walking out, you can see the storm clouds. Even though it's not raining, there's still these dark clouds just looming over the gap.
And they haven't moved in like 2 days, right? Or at least
They
yeah,
showed
since
up yesterday and have been there for over half a day, for about almost 24 hours. And yeah, as you're walking, you start to.
I'm heading towards the road, like in front of the Walker house.
Yeah. You can see the car, Colette's car is there, but the pickup truck's still gone. And it makes you wonder what they're doing out there right now. But you know that Willie, she can take care of herself, and she's with Marcy. So you try to reason with yourself, but your mind wanders as you kind of wander on down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, Wyatt hits the road, and Wyatt's gonna start heading to town.
Yeah. That's probably where we should wrap it up for tonight. It's been a bit of a solemn evening with all this
Sorry about that.
It's
heavy
alright.
talk
Nah.
of things. But yeah.
Okay, everyone, thank you for coming and showing up. We were checking in with each other during those emotional scenes, so don't worry. Got our safety cards in place. Beautiful stuff. This is just the start of my week. As far as tabletop goes, tomorrow we are back here at 3 p.m. with some Avatar Legends. We only have 3 episodes left of that. So be sure to tune in. My friend Arnica, who is a phenomenal storyteller, has been taking us through this ride, and it's good stuff. So please check us out. And then Saturday, my friend Emma, or Hamalu, runs a Mass Effect 5e skin. Hopefully everybody will be back on board for that, but look forward to that. Is at noon Pacific Standard Time. Then as far as myself, you can find me also not just here, but on Tuesdays over at Girls Run These Worlds, where I play a very emotional heterosexual white man who also happens to be a horse.
Who's also a horse.
He's a Pegasus. Like in a Monster Hearts 2 game. He's in his darkest self right now and is not I know what time it is, phone, and he's not in a good place. But the girl he has a crush on just got back to school, so we'll see how that works. But that's me, and that's where you can find me. Everybody else, starting with Rendis and going around that way. Where can we find you on the internet?
Well, hi, I'm Rendis. I was playing Jolene. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Party Wipe Games. Currently, we only have 2 games going, which is Brindlewood Bay and a Change Stars campaign on Wednesdays and Thursdays right before this one. We have not been playing either lately because, oh god, February is going to be a very busy month, and I'm not looking forward to it. Anyhoodle, we might do another stream soon because we have the alpha book of the Electric State, which is a Free League publishing game that follows Simon Stollenhag's artwork that got turned into RPGs, and they're good fun. If
When
you
I'm
like
ready, Shorty.
Tales from
It's a
the
gulag hit right here.
Blood, and if not, hit me up because I love running those games, and I will gladly do them anytime. So that's me.
Yeah, hi. I'm It's Just John. You can find me on Blue Sky on Twitter. Twitter I mostly use for promotion, so if you want to actually interact with me and you have a Blue Sky profile, that's where you'll find me most of all. I also have a Discord. It uh maybe at some point I'll give a link. I don't know. But I also with the time that I'm given, I do want to say, like, the last week we pre-recorded and did not show in solidarity for a ceasefire in Palestine. Children are still dying in Palestine due to an enacted military genocide. And uh if you are an American or any part of the West, you need to write to your reps. You need to talk to them about how to stop this and why they should stop this. The only way that this does stop is with the voice of the people by the people. But other than that, I don't have anything else going on for me, so I'll toss it on down.
Hi, I am Lily. I'm Lisa on Life on Twitter and Blue Sky, although I kind of haven't been doing much there at either one of those lately. I've mostly been in Discord, where I am Lescribe, and I kind of hang around Val's Discord, but I'm also in the Girls Run These Worlds community Discord. So you can check that out. Misfits of Space, which is one of the podcasts that I'm in. We also have a Discord that you can find on our website, misfitsofspace.libsyn.com. But yeah, so I don't do a lot of streaming currently, except for Echoes of the Valley. But I do have 3 podcasts that I'm a part of that I mentioned, Misfits of Space, which is a actual play podcast. Right now, this season, we're using Scum and Villainy, but we've used Star Wars FFG before, and Monster Hearts 2 as well. I'm also part of a podcast called Greetings from Stability, which is like a horror anthology podcast where we use different indie systems. Mostly we started with Sleepaway, and then I'm not part of the Mackenzie's Project episodes, but those are airing now. And we did something called Creepy Crawls, which will be airing soon as well. And then Blurred on the Street is the podcast that I have. That is the only one that is not an actual play. That is me and my sister and a mutual friend. We are 3 Black women femmes who talk about being in geeky spaces and current events. It's a perfect time. Today's the first day of Black History Month, so go out and enrich yourself with some Black history. You should be doing it all year long, but especially in February.
Your last GM Jams.
All right. Well, it's me, Jeremy. You can find me on the Discord at Jammy, and I'm not doing much else right now, but we are finishing up a couple of projects. Got the finishing touches on some D&D 5e stuff, so hopefully we can get that out. Probably soon after the Avatar show wraps up, we'll have more information about that.
Yeah, I have to free up my schedule. I would say early summer. Look forward to that. And if you don't mind me saying, Jamie, it is some custom classes in it's 4 new classes?
There's 4 classes and like a dozen subclasses.
Yeah.
There's new equipment, spells,
and the plan,
fun stuff.
Yeah, and the plan over here on the channel is to have an actual play based on those classes and subclasses, sort of thing. Whether it's like a little mini series or a full show, we'll see. But that is the plan. Either myself, Jamie, or our editor will probably be running it. So, but yeah. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and see if this works. It does. We're gonna go ahead and raid over on Classical Glaza. They are playing some over there. I'm not sure what tabletop game they're playing. It doesn't say. It says from the library Act 1 Snatcher. It's something. Oh, a Monster Care Squad actual play. Monster Care Squad. Okay. I don't know that game, and now I'm going to go look it up. But that's who we're going to give some raids to. And we will not see you next week. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, because next week is our off week. But yeah, see you then. Everybody say bye.
Bye, everybody.